All right, today we're hitting chest, and we're going back to what I've been calling the IBS series, because either you're gonna walk out with a little throw up in your mouth or a solid chart. And this one's gonna be a tough one, so might put a little hair on your balls. So when I say this workout's gonna be a rough one, first thing that probably pops your head is we're gonna throw some weight around, which we'll get to. But for me to crank up the intensity, especially on chest, one of the best things you can do is really slow down the movement, make sure that front delt doesn't get involved too much, really open up that chest as much as possible so you're getting a nice clean stretch, you're wrapping around your body, and then you can flex through the movement. And the way you can do that is with a movement I've been doing a lot recently, which is kind of a hybrid between a fly and a press, and there's a lot going on. So the first thing you're gonna do is actually gonna lean forward during the negative portion of the movement, which normally would jump in those anterior delts, but because we're gonna supinate that wrist, it's actually gonna open up that shoulder and strictly just stretch that chest. Now, as you start to contract, you're gonna lean back, stay nice and tall, and then flex across your body, pronate that wrist down. And if you do it correctly, you should feel that chest slide up from the outside all the way in. And remember, this is a slow movement, so you're actually trying to open up that chest, stretch it as much as possible, and then flex with the movement. Don't just move the weight, flex it up. And then one little tip that'll probably help you get even more out of this is as you're contracting up, make sure that chest is the tallest point. That's just gonna keep those delts out of it and keep that connection to the chest the entire time. I love when people comment on my videos and say, God, you're so vulgar, your language is just, it's too much. I got a little test for you. When you travel out of town by yourself and go to a hotel, what's the first thing you do? Welcome to the club, creep. Because I think these are a great way to simultaneously hit your upper chest along with those inner pecs, we're gonna do a drop set of coffin presses. And because we're really kicking our ass today, we're gonna do 3 drops. And then make sure on these, you really open up those elbows at the bottom and then drive them in, flex those pecs together at the top. That's just gonna really make sure you engage that chest all the way to the inner part of that pec and just get more of the contraction. I've talked about this a little bit in a previous video, but most of my chest days have been centered around decline movements and really just wanted thickness in the outer part of my chest. But what I've noticed is my overall chest has gotten better, wider. It's just a better movement for me, in which I would argue most people, because you get a nice stretch, you can really open up that chest even more, a better contraction, and it's really hard for those anterior delts to jump in. You might get your triceps to jump in a little bit more, but I'd rather have that than my anterior delts just rolling forward and eating the movement. So that's been a plus, but also what I've noticed is getting that outer chest even thicker. You know, for me, when I drop weight, the last place to lose is my lower back and my chest. So the first place to hold water is my lower back and my chest. So getting that nice and thick round chest and that outer part of my chest a little bit bigger has really just fixed that problem altogether. So now it's just my big fat lower back to go. So what we're gonna do is a dumbbell fly with just a slight decline by throwing a plate underneath the bench, just to elevate that chest just a little bit more. And then we're gonna superset it with dips, but really slow motion dips. So really opening up that chest, flexing up as slow as possible, trying to get like 6 reps. If you get more than that, you're going too fast. And then there's no rest on any of these. You're just bouncing back and forth until you throw up, shit, or just you're done with your sets. All right, so we're finishing off with a little tricep, death by push-ups, just for anybody who's still locked up and stuck at home. Also, leave that in the comments, whatever city, state, country you're at, what the hell's going on there? Is your gym open or did they burn them down? All right, so we're starting out with a decline style push-up. So arch that back, chest tall, really focusing on that stretch and driving it up, 15 reps there, then kick those to the side. Fly style push-up, so turn those palms out, chest nice and tall. Again, 15 there, and then you go right into regular push-up, still a little bit of arch with that back so you keep those shoulders out of it, and then you're pushing that to failure. So as always, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment for the video you want next, and get after it, get growing. Talk to you soon.